It's 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV for Thursday, July 20th, 2023. I'm Derek Gilbert. Topic number 5 today, the Wuhan Institute of Virology. The Biden administration has suspended funding for the Wuhan Institute of Virology following a months-long review by the Department of Health and Human Services that determined the Chinese Research Institute is not compliant with federal regulations and is not presently responsible. End quote. Oh, interesting. HHS conducted this review and proposed barring the Wuhan Institute from doing business with the federal government going forward. This memo sent by HHS, obtained by Bloomberg, memo dated Monday of this week. According to an HHS spokesperson, the lab hasn't received any funding from the U.S. National Institutes of Health since July of 2020, which is interesting because I seem to remember something regarding the lab back in 2020. Yeah, those of us who suggested that maybe SARS-CoV-2 originated from the lab in the spring of 2020 got kicked off YouTube. And those who were responsible for the science trademark also suggested that any claims that this might have originated at the lab were just based in anti-Chinese sentiment. Questions about the lab and its security, its biosecurity, had been raised as early as the spring of 2020, according to leaked memos from the State Department, as early as the spring of 2018, I should say, according to leaked memos inside the State Department. But money continued to flow from the NIH to the Wuhan lab until the summer of 2020. Well, once again, proving that the difference between conspiracy theory and mainstream news, anywhere from 6 months to 2 years, depending. Topic number 4, Israel. The Israelis apparently conducted an airstrike in the vicinity of Damascus. This is according to state news agency Sana in Damascus. 2 Syrian soldiers injured, some material damage reported. This took place early Wednesday morning. According to the Syrian military, air defenses were activated against missiles launched from the air over the Golan Heights. Most were shot down, according to the statement. The UK-based Observatory for Human Rights, which is a Syrian opposition group, said the strike was directed at military installations belonging to Hezbollah and that a fire broke out after the missiles hit. Topic number 3, the border. President Joe Biden's Department of Department of Homeland Security, DHS instead of HHS, has released more than 500,000 illegal migrants into the United States through a parole pipeline. 500,000. That's a population larger than that of Sacramento, California. A few months into taking office in 2021, Biden began implementing a catch and release network that has transformed the border between the United States and Mexico into a border that you might find inside the European Union, where you've got a checkpoint, border crossers are stopped, briefly detained, and then released into the interior of the country. According to calculations published by CBS News, the Biden administration has released at least 541,000 migrants into the interior of the United States. This suggests, the figure suggests about 170,000 migrants come from Latin America and the Caribbean, more than 163,000 Ukrainians crossing the southern border, and 77,000 Afghan nationals. Question. How are they getting into Mexico? If these people are truly seeking asylum, why are they not applying? Well, that's a rhetorical question. We know why. It's because they know that the Biden administration will not stop them at the border. They're caught, released, and then they disappear into the country. The total, by the way, is much, much higher than what has been reported by CBS News. Prior estimates calculated in April by the Center for Immigration Studies suggest that more than 1 million migrants have been released into the U.S. interior since Joe Biden took office. That's a foreign population larger than Jacksonville, Florida. But the latest total from the Federation for American Immigration Reform, or FAIR, suggests that the illegal alien population in the U.S. during Joe Biden's time in office since early 2021 has grown by 2.3 million illegals. That is roughly the population of Houston, Texas, brought into the country and then dropping off the radar. Topic number 2, criminal misgendering. This explains a lot. Almost half of millennials believe that using improper pronouns for a transgender person should be considered a criminal offense. This is the effect of propaganda. A survey conducted by Redfield and Wilton Strategies for Newsweek suggested that those between the ages of 25 and 34, about 44% of those people in that age group in favor of the idea, while just 31% say that misgendering should not be a crime. The remaining 25%, no opinion or said they didn't know. Similar sentiments found among people aged 35 to 44. In that group, 38% appear to be in favor of criminalizing misgendering, while 35% are against. Among the general population, only 19% support criminalizing misgendering, 65% against such laws. Interestingly, among younger people, Generation Z, people between 18 and 24 years of age, there appears to be less enthusiasm than among people 25 to 44. Among people 18 to 24, just 33% believe that calling someone by the wrong pronoun, and we have to put that in air quotes, the wrong pronoun, should be a criminal offense, while 48% disagree. So perhaps there is hope for the future. Coming up, Congress versus the aliens. That's next on 5 and 10.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to make sure you know how you can get your copy of this incredible new book in the John Clash special offer. When you order the John Clash special offer, you'll receive his brand new book, The Law of Attraction, a gateway drug to spiritual heroin. This phenomenal new work challenges the very validity of the dangerous Luciferian, heavily popularized ideology that false teachers and gurus describe as the law of attraction. In this book, John also uses a solid biblical framework to debunk the so-called scientific selling points that the law of attraction is predicated on. But that's not all. You'll also receive the amazing DVD Beyond Supernatural that features off-the-record interviews with popular former New Age author and speaker Stephen Bancars, where he details his long history and involvement with the New Age and shares his personal testimony of deliverance through Jesus Christ. And as a bonus, this DVD also includes the entire original Skywatch TV 5-part series on the second coming of the New Age. Also included in this must-have special offer, the 2-part DVD, Occultianity, How the End Times Church is Forming Now in Preparation of Antichrist, where Donna Howell and Allie Anderson walk you step by step through how a silent, complacent church is inadvertently laying the foundation for the bloodiest cult that the world has ever seen. All of these items hold a retail value of $75, yours now for your donation of only $35 plus shipping and handling, so don't delay. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special offer. You can also visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the John Clash special offer right now.
Item number 1 today, an alien visited Congress. No, that's actually from the movie Mars Attacks. Actually, that's from the Topps trading card series there. And of course, if you've seen the movie, you know what happens next. They come out blasting and blow up Congress. UFOs, according to a Defense Department spokesman or National Security Council spokesperson, UFOs are having an impact on combat training for American fighter pilots. John Kirby, the National Security Council's coordinator for strategic communications, it's a fancy way of saying he's their spokesperson, said that there are unanswered questions surrounding UFOs that must be treated as a legitimate issue. In a briefing at the White House on Monday, he told reporters, quote, when pilots are out trying to do training in the air and they see these things, they're not sure what they are, and it can have an impact on their ability to perfect their skills, end quote. Yeah, no kidding. Kirby emphasized that the Pentagon takes the UFO issue seriously, but he declined to comment on the issue of the question of individual whistleblowers, like retired senior intelligence officer David Grush, who's been in the news lately, who's made claims that the military has, in fact, recovered intact extraterrestrial craft. Now, we have no doubt that there are things in the sky that trained observers like fighter pilots cannot identify, but it doesn't automatically follow that, for example, the TikTok video, or Tic Tac rather, is a an extraterrestrial craft. It may be something that the Chinese or Russians, or in fact, even our own military, flying in an area where they were observed. And it might make sense for our military and intelligence agencies to claim that it's a UFO rather than admitting to the Russians and Chinese that we've got a craft that flies way faster than anything you've got. Or they might say that to prevent the American public from being freaked out by the fact that the Russians or Chinese have something that's way faster than anything we've got. Anyway, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, along with a bipartisan group of 5 other senators, introduced legislation last week Thursday that would establish an independent 9-member agency to collect, review, and declassify UFO or UAP records. UAP is now the new approved term for UFOs. If passed in its current form, the law would mandate that all government UFO documents carry a presumption of immediate public disclosure. I, for one, will not be holding my breath for anything in the way of a bombshell revelation, at least certainly not like, these from the Weekly World News, which, as you know from watching Men in Black, is the finest investigative journalism on the planet. I joke, but the UFO phenomenon is serious. There are things in the sky that cannot be. That's why Josh Peck and I wrote the book back in 2017, The Day the Earth Stands Still. But separate that from the abductee-contactee phenomenon, which is supernatural rather than extraterrestrial. Skywatch TV depends on your support to do what we do, which is to finance the work at Whispering Ponies Ranch. You can find out more about the mission there at whisperingponiesranch.com. Your support makes it possible that our partner ministries like Royal Family Kids and Teen Reach don't have to pay a dime to use those facilities and take advantage of the therapy animals there. For your gift of any amount during the month of July, we will send you, if you're in the U.S. or Canada, a copy of the book by Carl Gallup's Glimpses of Glory. Carl has a storyteller's gift, and in the form of a novel, he shares what it must have been like to see the miracles of Jesus firsthand. You can find out more at our website, skywatchtv.com. Look for the red donate button. You can follow the link at skywatchtvstore.com or call us toll-free during business hours, 844-750-4985. This week on Skywatch TV, we're talking about the law of attraction. This is the belief that you can change reality by thinking really hard about it. It's essentially like trying to cast a magic spell. And sadly, it's a belief that has, in some forms, worked its way into some Christian churches. John Clash has a new book called The Law of Attraction. He's our guest on Skywatch TV this week, joining Joe Horn and the Skywatch investigative team. Don't miss the program. This is important stuff. According to surveys, more than half of American Christians, professing Christians, hold some kind of New Age belief, and this is definitely a New Age doctrine. Our broadcast schedule is at skywatchtv.com/channels. You can watch it right now at skywatchtv.com. All of our video content is always at our website. You can always watch it on Roku, too, Roku or Apple TV if you've got the Skywatch TV app for your set-top box, or better yet, download our free mobile app to your smartphone or tablet. That brings all of our video content right into your mobile device, bypassing the gatekeepers of big tech, and also gives you the added features of important news updates 3 times a week and a calendar of upcoming events, among other things. It's available for iOS, Android, and Amazon Kindle Fire phones and tablets, and we've got links to their app stores at skywatchtv.com. Thank you for watching as we keep watch. I'm Derek Gilbert, and this is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.